growing up and growing old. Don't you feel the time moving forward every morning when we rise? If only we could make it right before the sun says goodnight.
Okay. For the final time, y'all. For the final time. We swear. No more technical difficulties. All the wiring shit is back in place. I promise. Maybe. I don't know. I could be
there's
lying.
a cord that is just sparking. I don't know about this one.
We'll probably have to get a new office then. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, what can we do to close out things? I feel like this has been like a 4-part thing where it went from me and Aaron to now you and me, Britt. We gotta figure out a way to close this, since IRL, it's about to be 4th of July, which means as soon as that's done, Hubs is back in the seat, because a lot of stuff personally has him tied up, where normally it's 3 people, as you know, but well, maybe 4, but Sally's going through some personal stuff as well. So how do we close this? Because we've talked about the scandal of the Batman casting with Robert Pattinson and Nicholas Fall, the guy that played Tony in Skins and Beast in the X-Men prequel movies. We've talked about E3. We've talked about a whole bunch of shit about memorable games from like the past 10 years that would be a classic in today's standard. What else could we even go over aside from just the bare minimum stuff of maybe what could be considered the end-all be-all film that defined 2019?
Disney. No, that's terrible. Isn't it weird that Disney just brings up like 2... No, there's more movies coming out. So far, Aladdin and Lion King is what we know. Well, I know.
And we also got to consider
Isn't Frozen
that
supposed to come out this year too? Yeah.
Frozen
it is supposed
2.
to come out this year.
And let's not forget, Disney also owns Marvel. So they have...
We're just going to see fucking Iron Man.
So we've had Avengers Endgame with Captain Marvel and soon-to-be Spider-Man Homecoming. And then we got Stephen King movies coming out, like Dr. Sleep, a sequel film to The Shining, which is also a sequel book to The Shining.
Oh, wow.
Danny is a full-grown boy trying to fight the ghost that took his dad. I am not kidding.
It sounds like one of those anime things.
I wish it was. And there's also It Chapter 2, where it's the adult storyline in Stephen King's It, where we get past the whole icky implications of a giant orgy in the sewer of preteens, where she didn't come until the big boy and the leader went inside her twice.
Gross. Never watched the original It or the current one, so...
If you guys never read the original books, be grateful that you didn't have to read about, I have an idea. How about we save each other's sanity by using my vagina?
Let's be grown-ups. And it's like, some grown-ups never see such things, to be honest.
It's like, we just killed an interdimensional demon. No, we put it to sleep. Oh, then we're fucked. Then she offers the vagina. But she only orgasms when it's the big kid. Like, not big as in tall, like big as in he's very, very tubby. And the leader of the Losers Club. Because apparently being different and not trying to follow the crowd makes you a loser as a child.
That sounds about right.
Anyway, I don't fucking know. But aside from all that stuff, and apparently more DC films on the horizon, like Melissa McCarthy and Tiffany Haddish playing a serious role in an upcoming mobster movie based off of a DC Vertigo labeled comic book called The Kitchen. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker film. There was Aquaman that dropped along with Shazam, aka the original Captain Marvel, but then there's the whole legal debate that happened that I don't want to get into because law bores me. Godzilla dropped and just slaughtered the entire expectations of the original fandom for people like, I don't know about this new Godzilla. Then King of Monsters drops like, oh shit!
You gotta get Big Boy in there.
Gots to get Big Boy. So I don't know, what could be the defining film that just sums up what 2019 is, because a lot of people say Endgame is kind of like how the world feels after the last 4 years, where just someone snapped their fingers and like half the population is like gone in a certain sense. And I'm like, I don't buy that.
I'm Iron Man. For those who have not seen the movie. I haven't either, but I've seen all the memes, so I'm already pretty caught up.
Here's the cliff notes for you, Britt. The world is fucked. Thor goes to find the purple thumb, chops off purple thumb from the very tip, because they hid the gems somewhere, just like, I did a thing, and then I hid the MacGuffin. It's like, I'll kill you anyway.
Sounds hot.
Then a few years pass in story. Iron Man has a daughter and is married. Steve is gloomy. Everyone's like, Ant-Man comes in. It's like, I know time travel. They use the time travel shit to find all the gems. Also, Bruce Banner's there for some reason, because the Hulk just kind of comes into play out of fucking nowhere. Whatever. They get the gems. Hooray! They have a Stan Lee cameo that makes you want to cry. Bitch!
Wow.
They do the snap, and apparently the Hulk loses an arm. Who the fuck saw this coming unless they saw Infinity War, where the Hulkbuster lost an arm? What the fuck ever. Thanos from the past heard that someone took the gems, goes to the future. How? None of your fucking business how.
Okay.
There's a big fight. And then Captain America can use Mjolnir. Who the fuck saw this coming unless they saw Age of Ultron? Iron Man gets the Infinity Gems. Kills Thanos. Also Nebula's dead, but who cares? Gamora's alive again for some reason because of the Soul Gem thing not working out to revive the present day her, so there's now the 2014 Gamora. Also, Scarlet Witch is dead. Sad boners everywhere.
Oh, what a way to put it, but alright, I got you.
Iron Man dies. Why? Because contract. World is sad. Captain America's like, well, fuck, my best friend is gone. The love of my life died a long time ago, and I got this hot chick I could start banging now, but I guess that won't happen. So I'm gonna go back in time and take back all the gems to their proper place. Okay, how does that work? It works 'cause shut up.
Sounds like Dragon Ball, where after Goku fought Piccolo, he was like, I'm gonna go and find the fourth ball or some shit like that. Like, he goes off and just is like, I'm gonna go find them, but I'll also like get the other Dragon Balls while I'm at it too. Oh, and then I'll go take down the Red Ribbon RB single-handedly in one fucking episode, which was so epic. And it's like, wow. And people still say Z is the best series.
No, Dragon Ball is the best.
It
However, movie's not over yet.
Damn it. Oh my god, there's more.
Falcon finds Old Man. Old Man turns out to be Steve Rogers. Where, plot twist, he was married to Agent Carter the whole time, which means the hot chick he was trying to get inside his bedroom was also his, I think, either granddaughter or grandniece.
Wow. What is it with the incest?
Then he's like, hey, here's my shield. You're the new Captain America. Falcon's like, dope.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That's the fucking movie.
I'm not very surprised. So.
Like, there's a bunch of stuff that happened in the middle of it. Like, I think certain important things happened. Like, people met their parents when they traveled through time. And then there was this thing about how Thor and his former lover made peace or some fucking bullshit. Like, some kind of murky, I'll make this for filler. Like, I don't know. It sounded important to certain people. Not to me, but it sounded important.
Wow.
But that's Endgame.
So they really were trying to just wrap it up. It's weird.
Yep.
But is it the defining movie? No,
No.
I don't think so.
God, no. Fuck no.
Probably for all those Marvel fans and stuff like that, but they're going to come up with more stuff.
Yeah,
They
they're
always
starting
do.
up Phase 4 where they might have Galactus as the new bad guy. You know Galactus, the guy that wears the stupid helmet that eats planets?
Yes.
Yeah, they might make him the new villain, but that's up for debate. I'll let the nerds figure that out. Certain kaiju fans would feel like Godzilla was the best one because environmentalism is becoming more rampant, and people have taken note that after Chernobyl, after many, many years, the radiation made everything come back from the Earth itself. But I don't think that's like the defining movie of 2019.
I like how they used that one actress from Stranger Things, though. Now I can't unsee it. It's
Yeah,
like,
I was
why?
like, 11, just use your powers to... Oh, wait.
It's like, God damn it.
Although Mothra is still bae, she will always be the one kaiju that could kill me with a smile on my face. And people are like, does that mean that V is a furry? No, that just means I'm a fan of Mothra. However, if Mothra was a person, I would fight Godzilla for her.
V is a furry confirmed. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I was called that in one of my recent streams, too.
I heard about that, but I passed the fuck out when I got home.
I was like, oh my god, what? It's like I was spanking a cow, so it wasn't intentional. He just liked it, and I was just obliged to make people happy. Or
So you're
the
just
cow
like,
happy.
come on, cow, get out of my way. Oh, we'd like you spanking the cow. I was like, okay.
I
Brit's
mean,
a
I did
furry.
dirty
What?
talk it too, but I mean...
It's that cow from Family Guy. It enjoys the branding too much and puts the ball gag in its mouth.
I remember that one. Oh my god.
Like it enjoyed milking so much, like, oh yes. I'm like, bruh, it's just milking you.
Reminded me of Family Guy. Do they even make stuff anymore?
Unfortunately, they still make a TV show, but needless to say, I don't
Wait.
care. I'm just still trying to figure out what's the movie that defines 2019, because I'm still also wondering what is the movie that defines the 2010s, because this has been a fucking roller coaster of an almost decade gone by.
I don't think there really would be one at this point. It feels like you'd end up asking fandoms, and they're all gonna just kind of give you the same answer. Guess we could just wait for, I don't know, New York Times, because they're the big money, Wall Street, shit like that.
I don't fucking listen to New York Times or Wall Street. Last time I listened to them, they were like, we can invest your $8,700 into this one offshore resort. And I'm like, I'm high as fuck, so I believe this. Afterwards, that $1,000 or so was gone, and now it's like, alright guys, I'm sorry, but the trip to Cancun is canceled. I gotta go back to work, slinging dope. Anyway, I don't know. For me, I think one of the best films that could encapsulate what is the 2010s, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, obviously. The independent film Boyhood kind of sums up how it's felt for people of the new generation growing up in this time. Or if you guys don't know about Boyhood, fuck! It's a real-life film that took several years in the making, real time, to make the aging process what it was. It was
Wow.
literally 10 years of filming. And a lot of references to the times. Like, even when a big Harry Potter movie premiere was dropping, or when the GameCube was first released, or when Facebook first became a thing. It took that much dedication to kind of show what the progression of time has been, and where it does lead to certain people trying to ask that whole bigger sort of questions about what do they want to do with their lives, how do they want to interact with these people, the choices that they want to do with what they are given now, how they're going to do in the work field, how they're going to do with friends, with relationships. It sums up, to me at least, how the youth of today, although we give them a lot of shit and they deserve it and a lot of respect, it's hard out here. It gets harder and harder with each generation, because me and Britt, we would love to have grown up in the generation where you guys could, I don't know, have $300,000 and be well off without a lot of student loans, and you could live in like a nice apartment off campus and get a decent job in just a matter of months after graduating. Like, not even months, like weeks, because the market was that good.
If only.
We don't have that luxury because the generation afterwards didn't do that shit, and we can't do what the generation before was supposed to do because of what the generation before us left us.
Which was basically no shit.
So how can we leave anything for the next generation when we weren't left anything? And people want to be like, millennials aren't doing this, millennials aren't doing that. Millennials need at least something of a leg up like the baby boomers fucking got.
Right? They got to prosper after World War II, and then it's like, okay, let's hope our kids can make the world a better place, kind of thing.
Fast
They
forward
don't
to
have any money?
2019, and it's like, what the fuck did we do?
It's ridiculous, I'd say.
at this rate, you gotta be a fucking criminal, or in my case, go back to being a criminal, to get a leg up in the world, and that's why I believe Boyhood kind of sums up the 2010s in a beautiful fucking note. It's hard out here when you're trying to grow up with a lot of stuff hanging down on you. Generational pools trying to say that you're not amounting to too much. A lot of parental figures trying to make you second guess every small step of the way of what you're trying to do and all the facets that you do them in. Trying to go through life with friends and loved ones that just come and go or become just figments to you after a while. Trying to juggle relationships where you don't know if you'll end up clicking because you don't know if the personality that you choose to put on will match up to what they assume that you will be. It's a brilliant piece that not a lot of people talk about, but I want people to acknowledge that it is something that is not only universally felt, but it's also something that any generation after baby boomers can actually feel something for.
I'm gonna have to watch this movie.
I mean, it's on Netflix for a while, I think.
I will have to look it up.
Do
Boyhood?
Boyhood. Do
Okay.
be warned, though, it's like 2.5 hours long.
I recently watched this anime that made me cry called The Silent Voice, and wow, it was a movie, and I was like, wow, a few parts is kind of like why, but I think that's the beauty of the movie is that it's not trying to tell you why. It's just a guy seeking redemption for being a fucking dick, but
yeah,
like,
as a kid. That no one is letting him live down or anything. It's like, you fucked up as a child? Shame.
I know, right? And it's like, even I honestly was like starting to watch. I wanted to watch it because I thought it was going to be like kind of shoujo, and it has a little bit of that. No, not really. It doesn't have that aimed at teenage girls. It's more of like just two awkward young adults. Basically. Man, that movie was so sad. But I like how they played it out, though.
Not as sad as this corner of the world, which was based off of the peoples during the bombing of Hiroshima.
Yeah.
But definitely A Silent Voice and Your Name are candidates for movies that define the decade, because awkwardness and or traveling through time to meet your I guess soulmate, I suppose, because I swear Your Name is basically just, I'm going to get with this girl at my job who's my senior, I can help you. Over time, I think I'm in love with you. What? But we're from different time periods. I don't care. So,
Wasn't Keanu Reeves in a movie like that? Something about a mailbox?
Time Traveler's Wife or the... No,
not Time Traveler's Wife, because I like that movie. No, the other one.
Oh, I think there is something like that where it is a time traveling thing through a mailbox.
And Julia Roberts, I think. Yeah, it was kind of strange, but okay.
Alright. I mean, the only thing about Your Name is, aside from this love story, a comet's going to come and kill all these people in this village. It's like, what? Yeah, did we forget to mention that? Yes, you did.
Quite a bit.
Here you go. You were following these kids, falling in love and learning each other's cultures. Now you get to see them at where they are now. And yeah, this girl's gonna die from a comet that's about to hit. Anyway, like, what the fuck? No, not anyway. Back the fuck up. But I don't know. I could think of a few live action movies that define the decade, like Boyhood and Snowpiercer, and I guess I guess The Purge could be a movie that defined the decade.
I mean, they were trying to make it more of like this decade, this century, or whatever you want to call it. Show that like, oh yeah, this is going to be how it is. And then you obviously have someone who's protesting against it, which is like the public idea. And no one likes that idea. So they go after her or some shit.
Ironic. Anyway.
It's like, yeah, right.
But, I don't know, Britt, where do you think the candidates for the decade-defining films are for the 2010s? Since 2019 is more than halfway over at this point.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, what a reminder. Honestly, I'm not even sure because there's a lot of them like make a point, and I wish I've seen some of the movies that you listed off, but I'm gonna have to say it's your call because I don't know.
That's the thing. Even I don't know. I'm just like, fuck. There's like a very few movies in a sea of, oh, pick me. Like, shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to do something here.
I don't even like most of you. But I was the most popular Spider-Man movie of the 2010s. Fuck off. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Fuck you! It's like, but everyone loves me. Fuck you.
I noticed that one's on Netflix as well too.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I'm just like, fuck you to the movie.
So
right
far,
now.
so far I kind of like the art design that's going on, but I just need to actually watch it to see what I'm looking at.
Oh, I'm gonna
What's
watch it
going
because
on?
Miles Morales is one of my favorite Spider-Men in the whole Spider-Verse. Although Gwen Stacy, when she is a full-grown woman. Because they've drawn her as a full-grown woman in her first ever appearance as Spider-Gwen. I was like, Gwen, forget Peter. There's a different kind of web shooter you could be looking for.
Called the V-Man. V-Man is here. It's like, oh, good lord. Okay.
Wait, what does the V in the man part stand for? Well,
Just gonna have to find out. Wait, you're not trying to rip off Venom, are you? No.
although I will be stealing his tongue trick.
Oh, you're thrown out. Quincy, that joke.
But seriously though, I have no idea, because so many people, like you stated, Britt, from different fandoms will say a lot of different things. But for me, I don't know. It has to be something that actually hits the actual topography that is the public consciousness. Like, Inception kind of set the boundaries for... Hold on, let me fact check to see when Inception came out. We are taking an information dump real quick where I'm doing some fact checking, everyone. Who knew?
Let's see, 2019? I can find out what was
Inception
the top.
came out during 2010 exactly. So that does prove my point, though. Inception does go into the public consciousness because everyone was still on that whole verge of how can you move past your own regrets and make for a better tomorrow, because that's what everyone wanted when 2010 started. You then go throughout the years, and some of the shit of how grimy and gritty the world has become, sometimes films like Boyhood that kind of circulate, like I said before, about the generational thing that's happening, or Snowpiercer, where it's very gritty because this could be what the future could hold from us of our own arrogance, where we might have people living on a singular train in a frozen wonderland where they could potentially die because of either A, the train eventually stopping, or B, they go so far into cannibalism that the last person standing ends up dying anyway.
Yeesh.
At some point, you just gotta stop and think to yourself that the world itself is getting worse in certain regards, and it's only getting slightly better at the tail end because people want to see change after so much went wrong. And that is the one sad thing about the 2010s that says where we have to have a defining film about that current comings and goings about how things work. Like, Britt, you get what I mean?
I do. According to my list that I found here from pacemagazine.com, let's say the top 10 highest grossing movies of 2019, and this was posted May 30th, so we're about a month behind. Number 1 is Dumbo. Yeah. I was like, what? No fucking way. Unless I'm reading this backwards, but I don't think so. It's one of the top 10s for sure, though.
Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. So here they're giving. Okay, I'm looking at the list a little bit more. So, okay, 10, John Wick Chapter 3.
What?
And then, yeah. Number 9, Glass. Wait, is that Samuel L. Jackson? It is.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Wow. I haven't seen that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, no, Dumbo's number 8.
Wait,
gotcha
what?
Prank. Gotcha. Anyway. Pokemon Detective Pikachu, number 7. Aladdin. Articles are too long. Okay, Shazam. These are top grossing too, by the way. Not
Gotcha.
maybe changing. But, all right, so How to Train a Dragon, The Hidden World.
Mm-hmm.
That one was pretty sad. I went and watched it, my daughter and I cried, and my husband just kind of laughed at us. Because we cried. It's basically Fox and the Hound. That's what that movie was.
You're my best friend, Copper. You too,
Yeah.
Todd.
Yeah, that's exactly how it like felt. I was like, oh my god. This is Fox and the Hound. How are you not crying, hubby? Hubby. He was like, because it's not Fox and the Hound. I was like, it feels like it. All right, so number 3 is Us. 2 is Captain Marvel. And the one that V hates. Yeah, you went. Yeah, Avengers Endgame.
I just don't see it as decade defining.
Maybe because a lot of people who enjoy, the specific Marvel universe find they like understand and see all these characters coming to their closures of certain things. I mean, I haven't even seen the movie, so I can't really say, but I can only assume that's what people were looking for. Not so much of what politically or religiously or anything like that, but more of like what was in there. Although to me, the Avengers have always been very military political.
They are.
I mean, think about it. Iron Man, rich guy. Ooh, my heart is gone, and I got this secret thingy, and I'm gonna make a suit to make me powerful or something. I don't know. I don't know the exact Iron Man story because I'm such a DC comic person.
So,
but it's like
Tony's story is kind of simple. Like, after you go over what his older brother's storyline is, which is so fucking convoluted.
Okay.
So Tony has an older brother that's basically an alien / supercomputer. Don't ask me how that works.
Okay.
So he is the second born child from Howard Stark and his mother, whose name I can't remember, where after his brother was put elsewhere, we will not worry about him, Tony was just living the same life that he was destined to live his whole life, of being a billionaire playboy that just does whatever the fuck he wants whenever the fuck he wants. His dad dies, so he takes over for Stark Industries. However, he then gets dragged into doing a weapons deal where it depends on when you're reading certain comics. It changes due to the fact of whatever modern conflict is happening. So for now, it was the Iranian war between America and the Middle East, mostly with Iran for some stupid reason.
Oh.
So they kidnap Tony. He's in a cave with the man that helps him build an arc reactor because he had a heart attack that made him unable to really sustain living that long. So they used like uranium and whatnot to make the fucking eternal pacemaker basically. And then he made from scrap metal in a cave his first ever Iron Man suit, to then make up to, at the time of the comics, I would say 500 or so model Iron Man armors.
Well, that explains those. Okay.
Like, he's always making something like the Thor Buster, the Hulk Buster, that one nanotech one, the Excelsior thingy, I don't remember what that one is. God Slayer armor. The dude has so many different Iron Man armors, it's not even funny. But aside from just, I guess, that with Iron Man being whatever, yeah, everyone in the Marvel comics is very political. That's why they have a civil war. Although that one is controversial due to the fact that, fun fact, Mr. Fantastic had a grandpa that was with the Jim Crow laws as a positive thing.
Oh, wow.
And Mr. Fantastic, in those part of the miniseries, supported that as well.
What a fun fact.
Let me reiterate. Mr. Fantastic, who roams everywhere and partners with several intellectual people of multiple races, and has even worked alongside people of different ethnicities, grew up approving of the Jim Crow laws.
Tisk tisk.
Then there's also the thing about a robotic Thor killing a black superhero. Again, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, robotic Caucasian male that's Anglo-Saxon killed an African-American in cold blood. And when, instead of just shrinking him because the black superhero could change his size, instead of shrinking him down to being a regular old coffin, the people that were on Tony's side for the Civil War in the comics decided to bound him in chains to put him in the ground.
Wow, that's as creative as it gets.
I don't like Civil War in the comics. I enjoy it in the films because it's less racially infuriating.
Wow.
I mean, in that it's just, oh, so Scarlet Witch incidentally had some guy blow up an embassy by accident. Okay, that makes sense. But everything else, that was totally out of their power. Like, they couldn't stop someone from lifting a country off the ground.
Yeah, they couldn't lift a cunt.
They couldn't prevent an alien
That's what it sounded
invasion
like.
from coming into a wormhole they knew nothing about. So, like, how is this the Avengers' fault? It's the Avengers' fault because we're the government. That makes sense. Thank you. What was your name? I'm Admiral Dick. That makes sense too.
Wait, did Incredibles 2 come out this year or last year?
It came out last year.
Oh, because I could have nominated that one.
It could still be a decade definer because everybody and their mama's like, we can all agree one thing and one thing only, fam. What's that, fellow male? That thickness, though.
Yeah, damn right.
Because I was just like, hold up. Helen, them hips, though. I need to. Oh, okay. In the back, it matches.
It's like I can't think any movies off the top of my head that are for sure like that has the same kind of concept or moral kind of thing to Incredibles 2, but I know that was like one of the first movies where I noticed role reversal and that not everyone like talks about. Cuz like the Incredibles was supposed to be sort of in a like 50s setting according to the commentary, director's commentary or whatever you call it. And so, yeah, the wife would stay home. The husband does the work. He's not living the good old days. And him and his family decide, like, okay, there's this crazy guy who's going to try to pretend to be a hero. Isn't, because he's made the equipment, and then kick his ass and then basically be superheroes to save, minuscule freaking villains. And then what happens in the second one again? Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to remember.
Up right where the first one left off.
Yeah, pick up right where they left off. They show more issues that happen within a family of 5. Yeah, of 5, which is a lot. You don't see any millennials that have a group of 5 anymore. But you have heard of, like, all the millennials' parents, though, have had, like, 3 kids, though. I swear. My mom had 3 kids. My mother-in-law had 3 kids. My grandma had 3 kids. Like, I don't know. That was just my generation, how we reproduced. And so far, I'm only at 1. It'll probably be that way, too. But regardless, they were just showing issues in that movie, showing that, yeah, there are teenage problems. Teenage girls have these issues that would like to be talked about, but no one wants to talk about them because girls are icky, apparently. And then you have a man who is struggling with his own masculinity because he has to figure out, how does my wife fucking do it here at home? I kind of want to get back in the job too. And Helen is like, nah, bitch, I'll be the breadwinner for now. Yeah, which should be totally acceptable nowadays, But no one is like the breadwinner anymore. You see these relationships out there that work on their own, just focus on themselves, and then when push comes to shove, no babies. And I know, like, the older generation tells you, oh, you'll wait until you have kids. Oh, you'll change your mind. And I feel because people keep saying that, people are trying to be like, oh, no, I don't want kids. I really do not want kids. And then, I don't know. I feel like a part of us all want something left behind in this world. So I think that once you get to that certain age, you're like, man, I'm too old to have any kids or take care of any. I have all this money, but no one to send it off to. So it's like, I don't know. That's how I see it as. But anyway, movie defining of 2019.
No, of 2010s.
Oh, 2010s. Yeah. Sorry, I got wrapped up in my own little spiel.
It could be anything from 2010 to 2019.
Let's see. I don't even remember 2010. That's when I graduated high school. 9 years. My God. To think it's been 9 years since I've been out of high school. Oh, that means my 10-year reunion is coming up.
Oh.
That's not going to go very well.
I wish I had a reunion to look forward to, but apparently they turned down my old high school. I'm like, oh, wow, I don't care.
I really don't care either, but I'm really curious about my classmates, to be honest. Because, I mean, I'm from a small high school. Like, I think we had 200, 300 seniors. Maybe less than that. I don't know. And I know a lot of them were we call them rich kids, but really they're just the kids that were probably going to inherit their family's business that basically powers the whole town kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But no, all of them went to go to a university and get their degree or whatever. And I'm like the past couple years, I've been finally seeing these people that I've seen dating in high school finally saying they're like getting engaged, they're tying the knot, or whatever kind of bullshit like that. But it's crazy to think that, like, I'm one of the few who is not a rich kid, who did not grow up rich, that actually got out of the state. Now, I may not be rich here on my own. Why would I be streaming or drawing hentai basically for a living, when I could have just, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. I feel like at least I got out. Because when you grow up in a smaller town, it's hard to get out. You have to find some sort of way of like, okay, do I save up money and leave, or do I stay here in my cozy little home and feel happy and fulfilled that I get to stay here, but I don't actually do anything that would try to make a name for myself. And I mean, I moved because I wanted to go to a different university, and I wanted to get away from my dad. But different, we don't talk about daddy issues. So that's done and over with too, by the way, for anyone who's curious. But yeah, when you think about it, is there a movie that really represents how we are, this society, in the past 9 years? Within the 9 years? They haven't really made a movie like that, have they?
I don't think so.
Okay, listen here, Hollywood. I want you to hire every ethnicity and like put it in the movie. I don't know how you're gonna do it. I want it authentic as hell though. And I just want a big old this movie that is just an orgy of stories. That's really what it should be. Stories of how the hardship of the world, of people, of everything is, to sum up what it is like now. I mean, The Purge would be a nice thing, but I feel like that'd be a little grim considering there's been a lot of terrorist attacks within the past 10-ish years. So maybe we shouldn't add that one in there.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck? Sorry, I just saw something I really shouldn't have right now. It's fine.
Oh God, the neighbor bent over, I'm guessing.
What?
Ted, close the window.
God damn it, Ted! You nasty! Anyway, I don't know, Britt. Like a lot of things have happened in the last 9 years, from just simple film concepts that have changed the world all over to where we are now, to blockbuster films seem less special than how they have been in any format across anything across cinematic history. Because I remember back during the 2000s where big blockbusters meant something. Like Bad Boys 1 and 2, or the first 2 Men in Black films, Godzilla 1999 going into 2000s, Independence Day was like early 90s. God dang it.
Yeah, I think that was like 92.
A year before I was born. Anyway, shit, there's been like there's been a long list. Osmosis Jones.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Planet of the Apes, made by Tim Burton. There was just a whole slew of Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber of Fleet Street. There was a whole slew of things that just made having those films be blockbusters meant something to define what was a decade. But instead, what we have is just movies.
It seems like what the industry only wants to do is just make movies, make a profit, and people just are happy with that.
I get that, but I don't think, like, Britt, I know you get what I mean, but I don't think the people at home get what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does anyone get what you mean? I'm kidding.
To make a blockbuster means that you've made something that is totally genre-defying. It's made something that is a huge wave that inspires many individuals to get up out of their seats and literally have it mold over in their minds to say, that was so wonderful to where years later you can say this film inspired me to be where I am today in no matter what profession it was, entertainment wise, business wise, fun wise, whatever. A movie, though, is just something for brief entertainment that just goes out your fucking mind out of nowhere, especially in this climate, in this day and age, where memes make anything lose its credibility faster than anything.
Oh, yeah. That's for damn sure.
That's why I say there are no real blockbusters. Only movies.
To think that we've had memes all these years, too. Like, they weren't even memes, technically, back in the day. They were just fun jokes to share with your friends online before they had a name for it.
Nowadays,
and it's like... Yeah. Go ahead, V.
No, you go ahead.
I don't even remember. Go ahead.
I was saying now it's just like, yo, dog, have you seen this meme? It's like, what? You seen this meme from this old cartoon called the Dover Boys? You mean that thing that we saw on DVDs back in the day? And also on VHSs when we had a VCR? What the fuck's a VCR? Oh, I keep forgetting you're stupid.
It's like, bitch, don't... What?
And then
Forget.
it's just like, check out this meme! It's like, you mean this clip of this blue-faced guy just going up to a runabout car like, oh, runabout, I'll steal it! No one will ever know! It's like, my G, you just yelled
like
into an entire neighborhood that you about to steal this motherfucking car.
Smart. Fart smellers.
Like, that's how you steal a car now, ladies and gentlemen. You spot a car, you say its name out loud and say, I'll steal it! No one will ever know!
It's like one of those bad guys that monologues what he's going to do to the hero before he does it.
Now you see, Batman! I will cut the line where the giant pendulum will now cut off your head, and the laser beams will start slowly crawling to cut off your feet.
Well, it's too late now. I have the upper hand. How did you get out of those chains? Eat this.
That's basically what that was, and that is an official meme. You guys can look up I'll Steal It, Dover Boys. It's a legit meme.
That's crazy. And stupid at the same time. Like, why?
And apparently dabbing existed in old-time cartoons. Because this generation wants to make everything into like a huge fucking meme. Like Will Smith.
That one's interesting.
It's like, how do you turn the most charismatic man that ever graced Hollywood and the rap scene into a meme?
Explain, America, explain.
Cause I remember back in the day, people were like, if you ever look like Will Smith, you were gonna get some action. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you Will Smith, huh? Tell me what's hot. I'm like, bitch, don't even fucking play with me.
Was good.
But I don't know. You guys probably thought I forgot the topic, but no. I'm still good. No, I just don't see a lot in the recent climate that says it's the decade-defining film. And that's sad, because A, I have to officially make a video ahead of time talking about the decade-defining films of 2010, along with music and other shit. Because I ain't got no fucking time to be making a lot of YouTube videos anymore. I'm like, Britt, I'm busy. I'm hungry for some new work.
Same.
YouTube is on the back burner right now. I'm just lucky I got a huge fucking catalog of old videos. I could literally go on vacation for like 8 months and come back with new videos.
Same.
Anyway, to get to the whole root of everything, though, I want everyone across the world, if you guys watch this during this time period in the future, if you guys just trying to skim through things of like what happened in YouTube of old when the new YouTube pops up, because we all know Susan fucked up this website. Susan fucked this website so hard it now has stage 7 chlamydia.
You can't even use the bleep sound anymore because it's an indication of a swear word. And apparently you can't even swear. Bullshit.
So whenever the new YouTube comes out, I will welcome that, and people can look for archives of like what old YouTubers did. If you see this whole thing, you guys tell me what was the decade-defining film for the 2010s, or for like the 2020s, if we're being honest, because I feel like 2030, the new YouTube is going to be out, and everyone's going to be using that instead.
Oh, for sure. I would.
Meanwhile,
I probably will.
Meanwhile, Twitch will have evolved into a brand new life form that is now going to be projecting streams across multiple televisions across the entire continent of North America as a pilot, to then finally go all across the world as everyone is on live television at the same fucking time.
Your dream.
I don't even think that's a dream. I feel like Twitch is actually planning on doing that.
I mean, they are named Twitch TV. They're aiming for it.
So if we end up having Twitch streamers on like big fucking screens on like Times Square, like tiny squares, you're like, oh wait, there's Brittopia stream in the middle. How can you tell? There's like 700 billion people on the screen. She's the only one with people swearing in the chat.
She's swearing too. Ladies aren't supposed to talk like that.
And it's like, how
Welcome
can you
to
guys
Brittopia,
hear
everyone.
that? There's like 7.8 million people on the screen. I can tell.
You can just smell the filth. I like how we're establishing already what my channel is going to be like in freaking 2030.
I mean, by 2030, I'm just imagining like the whole world of Detroit Become Human has become a thing.
Oh my god, what if that really does become real?
If that becomes real, I'm being real here. If that does happen, I will literally only demand one thing and one thing only, and that is to get android legs. My
I'm gonna have to
legs.
start calling you. What am I gonna call you? V McCloud. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, my legs are tired, man.
What if like having your body though on metal like that is tiring?
Oh, it's gonna be.
I mean, if
painful as
anyone,
shit.
like if anyone's an amputee that's missing a leg, please enlighten me.
Oh, it's gonna
I
hurt
once
like shit.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But either, fuck, my day job has me like, hold on everybody, we about to knock one more off before we set up for the season finale, because I have now just one more N-word card to go through.
He's flipping through them, folks. Give him a second.
Alright, so second to last N-word card if y'all are ready. So, my fucking job now has me working to the point where my left wrist is almost fucking broken in places. I've literally sprained my left leg and like my thigh and in my lower leg. And I've had my right ankle almost snapped in where I'm just like, my nigga, if you do not calm the fuck down with this workload, I will fucking die.
But pain is no joke. Yeah, people.
Oh no, the joke wasn't about the workload. The joke is how sparingly I say that word.
Oh, good lord.
Like real life, if y'all see me in the streets, I'll probably be saying that if I'm super comfortable with the people I'm around. But on the internet, fuck that. I ain't getting in trouble.
It's like you can't do anything nowadays without getting in trouble online. Thanks, net neutrality.
Don't worry. As soon as they figure out they gotta pay for their porn, they're gonna try and repeal that net neutrality.
They're like, what? I have to pay for it? And it's like, yeah. Didn't you know? I thought it came for free.
It did
Oh, no,
when the
George.
internet was free. George? But now, since you have to pay for all these people that own the web, basically, you also gotta now pay for the minutes that you use for your pornography. You gotta now wait for the minutes of you downloading your pornography. You now gotta pay for the pornography that's gonna be stored onto your tablet when your wife is asleep. You're gonna need to pay for them chat rooms that you're gonna be in when Classy with an I is doing a cam show for you in the gold room. What the fuck's a gold room, V? I don't fucking know. It's just something people told me about.
Don't go in it, people, by the way.
So as soon as that happens, it's like, we need to get our internet back. It's like, oh, I thought y'all wanted that neutrality, though. We did until we heard that our rights were taken. Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
You done fucked up, Jerry.
Anyway, though, guys, this has been an interesting 4-part, just shooting this shit, getting all this stuff off the market, but next time we are gearing up for our season finale where, man, season 3's been weird.
What hasn't been weird?
I don't fucking know. All I know is though I've enjoyed doing this with you, Britt, and all of our other siblings like no one's business. I may sound tired, because I am, but doing this with you guys every week, it puts a smile on my face. For real, for real.
And I'm glad to do it with you, too.
My only...
The podcast, I mean.
You nasties!
You nasties?
My only regret, though, is that no one will be able to see the round table until they give you $100 on Patreon.
Let the games begin.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be a full 100. It could be 100 people giving $1.
That's all I want. All I want is just 1,000 people to just be like, hey, here's $1, man.
No, $1,000. 1,000 people.
Even with the
1,000 people giving a penny.
Yes, I'm okay with that too.
Because then you end up with $100.
I'm down for it.
Because
Where's my promo money?
We would all love money, Britt. I know I would love money. I could kill for money.
I would too, if it wasn't for the laws of this land.
Shit. Although that does remind me of a story when young Clancy used to be a cowboy.
Should be drinking more water, lady, please. We got something to feed. You will always be something, I will be me.